I love it when I'm right. uh, I mean, I admit it, I thought it was going to be kind of shaky, especially at the end of that first half, but the instant that the Bills got their groove, they were off to the races. So before I really get into talking about last night, let me get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. My low is that it turns out I was wrong. There was nothing Hot Ones related going on yesterday. No hot sauce lineup reveal, nothing about the upcoming season 19, nothing. I'm actually a bit surprised. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did say it was best case scenario we would get that around today. So I'm pretty sure next week is when we're going to be getting the hot sauce lineup reveal, and then a week later, that's when we start season 19, which, yeah, it should be a good way to kick off, or basically end 2022. Just one more season of Hot Ones. Looking forward to that. But yeah, I am a bit bummed nothing really came of it yesterday. But my high is, I pretty much just gave away what my high was. It's the fact that I was right about the Bills winning. But again, I'm going to be talking a little more in detail about my night as this video goes on. So for now, I'll also mention the fact that, I got to have some family time last night. And I was actually a bit worried about that, but I'll get to that again when I talk about my night. And my act of kindness was to actually try to help set up the table and, clear the table for, dinner that we had last night, which is the thing I was worried about, and I'll tell you why. Because, and happy Friday, by the way, we had tacos for dinner last night. I know Nick, you're saying that like it's a bad thing. Tacos are awesome. Yeah, they are. But tacos, for a lot of people, when they think tacos, they think Los Angeles. And when the Los Angeles Rams are playing in a very big game, especially a game that you want the other team to win, you might as well be jinxing yourself. But thankfully, the Bills completely, put that at ease. So I guess there really was nothing to worry about. And I gotta say, when I said the game was touch and go for a little bit, I'm being serious. Opening drive the Bills had, they immediately went down to score, which is great. Okay, the Bills are clearly back and they're on a mission, and I love that. And for the most part, throughout the entire game, the Bills pretty much kept the Rams at bay, except for around the end of the first half when the Rams looked like they were coming back, and the end of the half was tied 10-all. But as soon as the second half started, at some point, the Bills just found their groove. I don't know how else to describe it other than, they made any and all necessary adjustments needed, and they were, as I said before, they were off to the races. Other things that happened. Well, I know this is nitpicky, and I'm sure this singer was doing a good job because before the game they did the song "Lift Your Voice," which, if you don't know what that song is, it's the song that was written and eventually then performed by Alicia Keys before before the NFL season after the horrible incident in Minnesota happened. And sorry, I just lost track of thought. Oh right, I'm talking about the Lift Your Voice. And when Alicia Keys first did it, it was calm, it was soothing, but also very powerful and moving. I do not think anyone other than Alicia Keys could have done that better. Like when I think of the song "Lift Your Voice," I immediately think Alicia Keys. But then again, I am an Alicia Keys fan. Yeah, some people are worker bees. I love me some Alicia Keys. Okay, that's my rhyme. That's my, and you know I'm being serious because I rhymed about that. By the way, worker bees are a reference to Beyonce fans. I think that's what they're called. Or is it the beehive? It's something bee related. I forget what it is. And the version of Lift Your Voice that this girl sang last night, it's not that it was bad, but the beat was a bit too fast. It was remixed a bit too much. And the girl herself was fine. She was singing in tune, and she was able to phrase her melodies, which is good. A good singer should be able to do that. But considering that the message of Lift Your Voice was supposed to be, people of all different walks of life, coming together in unity in a way that was, powerful and moving. The version that we heard last night just didn't quite fit for me. Not that it was bad, it just didn't quite fit. So anyway, the game starts, and again, the Bills just walk right down and score. That was great. And again, it really did look as if, both teams really were back to where they left off. I mean, I was actually saying, because no kidding, it was, the NFL announcers, Al and Chris, were talking about, Mike. It was Mike and Chris. They're doing the announcements, and they're talking about how Aaron Donald at that point hadn't really done much in the game. Literally the next play, he sacked Josh Allen. So it really did look as if both teams were picking up right where they left off in terms of quality football they were playing. Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. I mean, that's a combination that, that's a combination like what Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill had. Which honestly, Tyreek Hill leaving the Chiefs is one of the reasons why I think this is another reason why the Bills might win the Super Bowl this year. Well, that being said, now that Tyreek Hill is in Miami, I hope the Bills take both opportunities to shut Tyreek Hill off. I really hope that's the case. So here's the hoping. Some notable standouts that happened. I mean, Von Miller, as of right now, I can comfortably, I know it's only one game, and, this is, as a friend of mine posted earlier, it's still a young season. I mean, this was only one game out of the possible 272. We got a long way to go. But I can comfortably say right now, Von Miller was legitimately living up to his word in terms of being that missing piece. He was a force. He was disruptive. He was able to pop off the screen. You could see him and you saw exactly what he was doing. And that's exactly what he said he was going to do. And he's been great at it. And it also gave, I swear, it gave the defense like a swagger and a confidence that was very reminiscent of what, that Bruce Smith defense of the 90s was. Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver was great. I remember when they drafted Ed Oliver solely for the purpose of going after Tom Brady, but now that Tom Brady's gone, he's got to eat. And he did pretty well last night. Speaking of the defense is doing well, this really, especially in the beginning, this was a game in which quite a few turnovers on both sides happened. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Bills winning 31-10 was definitely straight domination, but it wasn't perfect. Like, there were a few mistakes that both teams made, and one of the main reasons why the Bills won is because they were able to capitalize on the turnovers that the Rams had, where the Rams couldn't do the same to the Bills. That's really all it was. I mean, I really do think that if the Bills made no turnovers whatsoever, the Rams may very well don't even score any points. That's how much of a domination it was. Let's see. If you saw my video on Tuesday, I mentioned that one of the things that has to happen for the Bills to win the Super Bowl is Stephon Diggs needs to make another miracle happen. And he was great last night, but he didn't make any miracles happen, which is good. We don't want him to do that yet. Again, the thing about miracles that you have to understand is they are rare. Like, you might as well be searching for a unicorn rare. Like, even if by some chance it happens, you only get one shot. So, Stephon Diggs, while he played great, he was also playing smart. Don't make any miracles happen. Although, that one touchdown catch he had, yeah, that was pretty sweet. That was exactly what the Bills needed to sort of help take them over the edge. Because I'm pretty sure that was the very touchdown that sort of gave the Bills the momentum to, again, be off to the races. And that's exactly what ended up happening. So Stephon Diggs played great. The defense played great with Von Miller. But at this point, all Bills fans want me to get to the man of the hour, Josh Allen. Oh, actually, I should also mention, Dawson Knox did good too. Anyway, gotta get to the man of the hour, Josh Allen. And the one thing I really like about Josh Allen is it's very easy to read what the expression on his face is. If that makes sense. Like, when you see Josh Allen and you see whatever look he has, you're paying attention to it, and it evokes the sort of presence in which you don't really need to worry. Like, he's got this. And, I mean, yeah, he did have there were a few turnovers. Two of which were, interceptions. But, Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns. 1 running touchdown and 3 passing touchdowns. He was projected to win the MVP this year. And, again, it's still early. I'm not going to say that he lived up to that sort of degree. But with a performance like that, I think it was 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 297 yards passing? Or was that all together? I forget what it was. But he had a big game. Seriously, if Josh Allen were to continue to play like this, I'd be more comfortable in saying that the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl now than otherwise. But again, it's still a young season. And while the Bills clearly dominated, they still have a lot to improve on. Again, you cannot have turnovers like that. Granted, the defense really stepped up. It literally is. It's as if as soon as the Bills got a turnover, the Rams turn it over as well. And all it really was, it really just came down to attrition. The Bills maintained possession of the ball and they just went after it. The 2 running backs, Singletary and I forget who the other person is. They were great. They kept it in first, each of them gaining the yards needed to, maintain possession. And when Josh Allen needed to make a big play, he made that big play. And kudos to the receiving corps. Not just Stephon Diggs, but like Dawson Knox and everybody else. They legitimately were like, okay, we're going to help Josh Allen be that guy, and they made it happen. Again, you want further proof, easily the best play of the night was actually that pass from Josh Allen to Diggs for the touchdown. That might have been the best play of the night. If not, Josh Allen straight running it into the end zone. Because, I mean, Josh Allen has proven time and time again, his accuracy greatly improved as he's been in the league. But he has a motor. He will use his legs to win the day. And he did. So to all my viewers who are Buffalo Bills fans, and friends out there who are watching this, who are also Buffalo Bills fans, personally, I really hope that's what you were asking for. Because I really don't, I mean, again, technically, last night wasn't what you would call perfect, but I don't think you get much better than what you got last night. This was a great opening day for football, for the Bills anyway. I mean, it was actually funny. After the game last night, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth were talking about how last year for the opening game, when it was the Cowboys and the Bucks, the team that won also scored 31 points. But the difference is, last year, that game was close. This year was not even close. This was straight domination. Like, the Bills knew they were playing a game away against the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it really was as if, like, the Bills saw all this and they're like, no, we're not going to be overtaken by what we're up against. Like, at the very end of the day, and you know what? I think this is what Josh Allen and the Bills wanted to do. They wanted to say that you Rams, you can forget the fact that you just won the Super Bowl. And you can forget, all of what everyone's saying about us. As of right now, we are two teams going at it. It's what Jalen Ramsey said. When they were saying, the Bills are good, we're good too. It's the same thing. At the very end of the day, you can remove all the fancy titles, backstories, and who a person is related to, all that stuff. When you are stepping on that field, or the ring, or whatever your athletic event is, it is two men, or if it's a girl sport, two women, going at it. And that's all it needs to be. The Bills knew that going in, and believe me, they knew what they had to do. And they did it. And this is why I was all in for the Bills to win the Super Bowl this year. Granted, it's only been one game, but if we see games of equal or greater value to this, I mean, I don't think the Bills are going to go undefeated. There's no way they're going to go undefeated. I'm sure they're going to get a loss here and there. But if they continue to play like this, a vast majority of that list of 10 things I posted on Tuesday for my Tuesday video, they're going to happen. I can almost guarantee that. But all we can do now is just wait till the next game. I bet it was probably a fun plane ride home for the Bills. I can only imagine what they were doing on that plane ride home. And I can only imagine how happy Bills fans are at this moment in time. So let's go Buffalo. And remember, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. So I hope you all liked this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give my YouTube channel greatly. As always, follow me on social media. I have a football game at Horseheads tonight I'm going to go to. Maybe I'll see some of you guys there. As always, I am very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy everything. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to channel, we're going to be here to lend you knowledge. Everybody, take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I live in the 607, but I'm all in for Buffalo. So, yeah, 607 all day. But the 718 is also pretty great.